10 years ago when I was working on my PhD, I had a classmate, and he and I both liked girls of a certain race. And we gave him a funny nickname. I called them Nikita because of Elton John's song Nikita, of girls from that region. And my classmate and I, we had looked up some data about the racial mix of people from different areas. And he and I were going to go to a bar in the area where there's a lot of such Nikitas, and we would try to mingle with them. Unfortunately, we got to the bar, and we really didn't strike anything up with anybody, and he and I were both very disappointed. So I asked him if he would scream the word. I was only drinking one beer. He was already up to 3 or 4. And as a joke, I asked him to scream the word Nikita as loud as he could. And I didn't expect him to do it. It was only a joke. And he did anyway. And he screamed it really loudly, too, because he was quite drunk. And we were both embarrassed out of our minds after that, and we quickly left. And that was it. I wasn't expecting him to scream it. As we left, I kind of blurted out that I caught my wife Nikita over there, and she's talking to some other guy. I was very upset about that, and I asked my friend to scream. I kind of blurted something like that out, but we left. A few years ago, I almost got kicked off of an airplane because of a minor joke. What had happened was that I was seated next to somebody who was a little bit younger than me. I was 29 years old. This guy was in his mid-20s. And he owned a business. He was doing some kind of writing, some kind of language arts related stuff. And at the time, I was doing some private tutoring. And I had a lot of frustration with people canceling on me at the last minute. And we were talking about, he said, you got to have this contract of having a cancellation fee. That's what he told me. And I said, I don't quite like the word fee. Maybe we should come up with a different word. What's a synonym for fee? And he came up with 5 or 6 different words, but all of them sounded bad. But fee especially sounded really bad. Everybody's talking about fees that they hate at the bank, or when they get their bill and there's a fee, a credit card fee, or various investments. When you put money in your 401k, there's a fee. And I thought fee just sounded really terrible. And I asked this guy who was sitting next to me some synonyms for fee. And he came up with 5 or 6 of them, but he told me that none of them sounded very good. Just stick with fee. And I was so upset about that. And he and I started to joke about fees, and we started to sing about it. And finally, I asked him to scream fee as loud as he could. And we just got in such a good vibe that both of us screamed fee really loudly. We were at cruising altitude when all this happened, and the flight attendant came by to see what was going on. And I said, I told the flight attendant we were joking about it because both of us were very upset about fees that we were charged for our airline ticket. And the flight attendant just said, oh, what kind of fee are we talking about? And I had no idea because that wasn't even what we were talking about. And then 5 years ago, a friend of mine, he had been talking about how much vacation time he had at his job. And at the time, the company I was working at, we called our vacation time PTO, for paid time off. But they call it TOP, for time off program. And it's pronounced top, and I really liked it. And we would be chatting on, Snapchat or something with video. And he and I would both be screaming, top! Really loudly. And at the time, I was living in an apartment building, and my neighbor asked me what was going on, and I just got very carried away about screaming top. My friend had a funny incident, actually. He had asked me what I thought about him driving without car insurance. I think he had some kind of crazy driving record or something, and his car insurance was really expensive, and he went without for like a year, and he got lucky. Nothing happened to him. But I wanted to check up with him, and I asked him if he had car insurance. We were on AOL Instant Messaging, and I wanted to save him a little face. I didn't want to spell out, do you have car insurance? So I said, do you have CI, as an acronym? And he didn't know what CI was. I thought he would know because the context I was asking him in. I think the problem was that There was another friend on the chat. I kind of wanted to save him some face. I didn't want his other friends to see that he didn't have car insurance. So I said, I asked my friend, do you have CI? And he doesn't know. And he says, what is CI? And so I wrote a little jingle. Do you have CI? Do you have CI? Do you have CI? What is CI? And sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I have this big problem that sometimes when I go shopping, I attract a lot of attention from people that are interested in me, and I just don't have any interest in them, especially from older girls. And if I go to a town that has a lot of these older girls in their 30s and 40s who might be interested in me, and I want to sound crazy so they don't approach me, I'll sing the CI song, or I'll scream words or stuff like that, just to repel people so I can go about my shopping and not have to be harassed by some of these people. Thanks for watching.